Can I get a little less monitor? All right, well, come on in. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the way you've been through. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. You'll find a place of rest in the arms of spirit. God's waited so long for your homecoming day. God knows the peace you seek and the hurt you're feeling. Spirit wants to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Well, the Father waits with open arms. God is calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. There is room enough in the house of love for someone just like you. Who, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Oh, 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 oh. Well, come on in. Come on into Unity of Oak Park.
Wow, I think I saw some reindeer. Did you guys see some reindeer? I'm looking for Santa Claus. So, good morning, Unity of Oak Park. And let's say good morning to our online audience. If we can just turn around and show them our antlers if we're wearing them. Good morning. Wow, what an exciting day to anticipate all the good that the holidays brings out in us, but also to just be here for one another as a community. I want to start with a question. Can you hear me? Is my mic on or it's hard? Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I don't think so. Okay. All right. Now it's on? Yes. The laugh was on. Oh, so it took the laughter to bring the light on. So thank you, Kucha, thank you for your sound engineering ear. It's definitely not an ability I have, but I appreciate your ability. Thank you so much. So speaking, oh, there it is. Yes. Oh, now we're talking, right? All right, so let's start again. Let's say good morning, Unity of Oak Park. All right, that vibration is a high vibration, and that's the vibration we're in. Our spirit is on that high vibration, and we can see it in our community. Can we have all the reindeer stand up so that we can celebrate your presence? Yes. So the reindeer started with a divine idea, and that divine idea started with Janine. Janine, can you stand up so we can appreciate you? So Janine, a while back, she encouraged us to dress up as reindeer, and I really just appreciate that because you really brought our vibration up high today. Thank you for being a high vibration for our community. Yes. And with that with that high vibration of our community, this experience we're having today is a family experience because we're going to have our youth being part of the experience, meaning that they're going to set up the story of our lesson. They're going to be part of our gingerbread activity right after service. And what excites me about the gingerbread activity is that it's also an open door to the outer community. We are having some of our Hepzibah families participate in creating that experience. They're an organization here at Oak Park that is catered to families in transition, those who are fostering children and trying to get the children into loving homes and return back to their loving homes. So we really appreciate their presence here. And we appreciate all of you, and I appreciate the volunteers who are part of that gingerbread activity. Can we have the volunteers stand up so we can thank you for being part of the gingerbread experience? And thanks to Lindsay for helping coordinating that amazing family experience. Thank you so much. So with the Advent season in our heart and mind, let's just bring it into context. So Advent season is the anticipation of the birth of Jesus. And what that symbolizes for all of us is anticipating the good in all of us. And so we're anticipating the good in all of us that's already within each of us. So when we affirm hope, which is the first lesson of the first week, we are affirming the best is yet to come. When we affirm faith, we are affirming faith is here. When we affirm love, which is the celebration we're celebrating today, is we're affirming I am the best version of myself. Can we say that together? I am the best version of myself. So that is what we're celebrating today. We're celebrating individuality. We're celebrating the reindeer or Rudolph within each and every one of us. And when we celebrate those 4 different lessons, hope, faith, love, peace, and joy, we are being present. We are being present knowing for ourselves, I am the light that guides the way. I am the light that guides the way. So let's go into prayer as we affirm, I am the light that guides the way. So let's take a nice deep breath, breathe in, and exhale. 2 more full breaths. Breathe in that love, and then exhale that love. Breathe in the presence of what we are, and exhale the presence that we're here to do. And as we breathe into the consciousness and the power of being love itself, we affirm the presence of God in us and each other so that we can draw, attract, and multiply all the love that is innately in all of us. With that idea in our mind, it is a possibility of hope, of faith, which brings peace to our mind so that we can reveal the love that we are and share it with the world as joy, as we affirm all of those lessons as ours to do, not just on Christmas Day, but every day. We say thank you for allowing us to have the awareness of expressing our divinity. And as we express our divinity, we say thank you, thank you, thank you for being present, for being aware, for being that beautiful world that is in our mind and in our heart. And let's bring that beautiful world out into manifestation with those qualities. And with a powerful yes, 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 we say thank you, and so it is. Amen. And now please join us for the Daily Word with Marilyn Joy.
My paper's organized here. Good morning. This week we are celebrating the third week of Advent, which is love. In unity, we affirm the power of love as the connector to all of our good in our mind and in our physical world. When our mind expresses faith and peace, we are more likely to connect to our good as love. Love unifies, harmonizes, and multiplies our divinity within our awareness. And now please join us for our daily word today. And the daily word for today comes from December 21st, 2021, for the third week of Advent. The daily word is love. Love lights my way. In this Advent season, as I prepare my heart for the rebirth of my inner Christ child, I take a moment to connect with the spirit of love within. Sometimes this season may seem to be about presents, food, and celebrations, but it is really about love. Love is the power upon which the whole world revolves, especially at this busy time of year. I want to stay attuned to the love of the Christ within. Through this reciprocal power, the love I give returns to me abundantly. Love transforms all, transforming any perceived negativity into a blessing. I express love in all my words and actions. I may give a plate of homemade food or send a heartfelt note of appreciation. Whatever I do, I let the love in my heart be my guide. And from Mark chapter 12, verse 31, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater. The daily word for today, December 11th, 2022, is love.
All right, we would like to invite up the kids and the choirs up. All right.
All right, that was the best welcome, right? Let's hear it again for our youth, for our reindeer, for everyone who sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That was such a great introduction, and thank you for setting the tone for our lesson. So, as we set the tone for our lesson, let's just go back into history a little bit more. And let's just think about the end of, or what became the end of the Great Depression in our country. During that time period of the Great Depression and coming towards the end of Great Depression, our country was seeking hope. They were seeking faith, peace, love, joy, pretty much all of the attributes and lessons of Advent, which are great lessons for us to not only remember, but also to know and express ourselves today. So during that time, there was this gentleman by the name of Robert L. May. And he was a dedicated 35-year-old man who was dedicated to his family, to his job, but his dream was to write his own novel. And so his job kind of took a lot of his time, and he would show up to work and sell ads for a catalog. And that over time kind of like pulled away from his spirit until his supervisor, his boss, said, "Would you mind creating a promotional story for our company, for Montgomery Ward?" And so he created this promotional story. He handed it over to his supervisor, and the supervisor looked at it and said, "Can you come up with something else?" And so, instead of being discouraged, instead of feeling like he couldn't exceed that dream of sharing a story, he continued to go to the art department, and he found a friend who would illustrate the story. So in the middle of illustrating the story, his wife got diagnosed with cancer, and she passed away. And so he had to cope with the idea of raising his child as a single parent. He had to cope with paying all the medical bills. And so it became a lot of stress during that time. The supervisor went up to him and said, "Maybe we should pull the story off of your plate." And he was like, "I can't do that. I just can't do that." And so he didn't do that. He went on to write this promotional story. The supervisor, the boss, really did not believe that this story would make a difference for the company or even our country. And so the boss and the supervisor sold the rights or gave the rights to Robert L. May. And so this story is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that sold 2.2 million copies during that time. Now, this is pretty significant because during that time, there was no Amazon and there was no iPhones, and we weren't ordering off our phones or our computers. This was very significant of being able to reach 2.2 million people around the country during a time where people were seeking something else: hope, peace, love, and joy. And what's fascinating about Robert L. May's story is that the disappointment, the tragedy, the circumstances did not derail his path of fulfilling that dream of his to write his story. And so Charles Fillmore refers to this as the power of love. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, shares that we have two different ways where we can express love. We can express love on a humanistic level, and we can express love on a universal level. So when we're talking about a universal level, we're talking about that God is love. God is love, meaning that it's a constant in our life. It is principle. It is law. There is no change in God. However, what changes is our vibration of that awareness. Are we on a high vibration, Or are we on a low vibration of love? And so that high vibration and low vibration, that is our human experience that we get to tap in to knowing that God is within us. And when we serve and show up in our world like Robert L. May did in the midst of that time period and his challenges, we represent ourselves as being creative, as investing in our day, rather than feeling disempowered by our day. When we feel disempowered by our day, just think about it. We worry, we doubt, we become fearful, we get attached to limitations, to limited thinking. And that vibration is also the vibration we get. So the power of expressing ourselves in that higher vibration is that we can express what the power of love does. It does three things. Or here are the three important things. There's many things that it does, but the three important things it does is harmonizes, it unifies, and it also multiplies. As we can see that in our community today, it is multiplying. Janine's idea multiplied into many of us wearing reindeer ears, right? That love multiplied. And so Robert L. May is a perfect example because he was able to harmonize his mind so that he can have peace and continue on his journey of writing this amazing story. He was able to unify his thoughts and feelings so that he can ask and create a partnership with someone like his brother-in-law who would make this story a song that would reach 25 million people during that time. So from 2.2 million to 25 million. Amazing. And so that power also did the third thing. It multiplied. Out of that song came the animation. And we can just imagine how far that animation reached. We're still watching it today, right? We're still hearing that song today. So his story is one of those amazing stories because it proves the test of time, which means it's unlimited. I can just imagine that song, that animation, that story is going to be here beyond my physical existence, beyond our physical existence. It's going to keep going from generation to generation. That's the presence of God. That is the expression of God. Robert L. May's not here, but his story is. His story of peace, faith, love, joy. We got to see that just 3 minutes ago on the stage with our choir members and our youth. That is the anticipation of good. Now, I spoke about how when we're on a high vibration, we draw those experiences in our life. Now, when we're in a low vibration, we draw that to our life too. Just think about those days that you just didn't want to get out of bed. Or think about those days where you were sad or mad or angry or fearful. What we drew was the same vibration into our lives. Meaning, maybe we thought about the worst case scenario. Have you been there before? Where you're just not feeling good, but you're projecting the worst case scenario, even though it's not true, right? That turns out to be worry, turns out to be doubt, turns out to be defensiveness, right? We start to be overreactive because we have this projection in our mind that's not even true, but it's based on the vibration that we're carrying. So part of our experience is to find our harmony. We each carry our tune. Some days we're going to be in the low vibration, but our goal is to hit those high notes. And our choir knows how much power it takes to hit those high notes, right, Kucha? Because Kucha is, if you hear her sing as a soloist, she hits those high notes beautifully. but it comes from that power within. And the low notes are not bad either because they help us to learn and create our own harmony, our own song, our own tune, our own story. So, what is the story we want to share with our world, with our life today? So, there was this experience I had when I was working in college, and I had a side job, and my colleagues that I worked with, they were great to work with. However, every Wednesday, the boss was not there. And so some colleagues would gather together on Wednesdays, and they would just bicker, they would complain. So they were on a low vibration. And so my boss and supervisor found out what was happening on Wednesdays on the day that he wasn't there. You know, this low vibration was there. And so he decided to speak with him, have a conversation, and within that conversation, both of the people that were bickering resigned. So what happens is that our limited thinking draws us to limitations. So if we're being limited in our mind by how we think, well, then we're going to project and live a limited life, such as resigning from a job. It's not because the supervisor let them go, it's because they chose to let go of themselves. So that's the same story of if we express our unlimited self, we're going to draw people who want to work with us, like the brother-in-law who wrote the song for Rudolph, like the animator who animated the story of Rudolph. So we have the power to shift our vibration from low to high. It's all about being present with what we are. There's mystics that say that in every challenge, there's a gift. And that is true because it allows us to seek and anticipate our good. However, there's other mystics that are on a higher vibration, meaning that they say that with every challenge, we get to demonstrate. We get to be the gift. So there's a huge difference. Being the gift, meaning that we're not seeking something outside of ourselves. That means we're showing up into the world like, here I am. Here I am, and I am going to create the best version of myself in this situation, like Robert L. May did. You know, I can imagine how difficult it might have been for him to lose his wife, to raise a daughter on his own, to pay the medical bills. But he stood in his power in a higher vibration in the midst of that. And so we ask ourselves, well, what does this have to do with Advent? What does this have to do with Christmas? What does it have to do with the holidays? It has everything to do with the holidays, with what we're experiencing now. So let's go into a little bit of scripture. So Advent, as I shared earlier in the opening prayer, is the anticipation of the birth of Jesus. And so in Unity, we metaphysically interpret that as the anticipation of the birth of the best version of yourself. The anticipation of the best version of yourself. Now, this is not just a one-time event where it just happens on Christmas. It happens every day. Every day is an opportunity for us to birth the best version of ourselves. And just as Jesus, our wisdom teacher, taught in his teachings, he taught us that by being all those 4 different attributes. And so I want to pull up the scripture that I want to share with you today. And this scripture, we've heard it a million times. However, I want to break it down into some of the historical context so that we can see this affirmation, this scripture, differently. So biblical scholars, they do a lot of research on different variations of the Bible, different readings of the Bible. And so what they found is that the New Testament, which is where the scripture comes from, was written in Greek. And there's portions of their findings that come from the language that's Aramaic. And these Aramaic portions are found in the 4 Gospels. The Gospel of Matthew is one of them. So this is in the context of the Gospel of Matthew, written in Greek, written in Aramaic. So the word ask has a different meaning than the word that we think of today. The word ask in Aramaic means to inquire, to claim, to demand. In modern language, that means to affirm, to anticipate. And so in the context of Jesus sharing his wisdom, it's the anticipation, the inquiry of good. It is all good. So we're not asking from a mindset of a low vibration. Oh no, we're asking from a higher vibration. We are claiming that we have everything within to claim this affirmation. And here is how I want to demonstrate today. I'm going to read it once as it's written. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. So let's look at all the verbs, and they're underlined. If we replace those verbs with the presence that we are, which is love, let's replace them with love and see what we get. Love, and it will be given to you. Love, and you will find. Love, and the door will be open to you. Is that true? Have we done that in our life at one point in each other? Yes. So we're speaking from a place of enoughness. We're not pleading, oh, let's ask. Let's ask to see if we get it. No, we are affirming. We are claiming. We are saying yes. We are saying yes. Here I am as the power of love. And when we do that, we are anticipating love. When you anticipate love, you find passion. When you anticipate love, you find commitment. When you anticipate love, you find the presence of what you are. That is the power of love. That is Advent, becoming and birthing the best version of yourself, which you already are. You already are. Just set your vibration high. Let's go high. Are you guys ready to go high? Yes. I'm high just talking about it. And my microphone works. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm having too much fun here, but it's all good because the vibration is high. So guess what? The story of Rudolph is that high vibration. And I'm not going to go through the whole story, but I'm going to just share some highlights because we heard it in the song. So that story is about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, who was different than all the other reindeer. He had a bright, shiny red nose, and his fellow reindeer made fun of him. They discounted his gift. They made him feel alone most of the time. And so Rudolph was worried because it was Christmas Eve and he wanted to be part of the sleigh ride. He wanted to be part of delivering the toys to all the children of the world. And so that Christmas Eve, Santa noticed that it was foggy outside. The sleigh was filled with toys, but he knew that he could not deliver the toys because he could not see in the darkness and fog until he had that bright idea, right? He had that bright idea, and he said, Rudolph, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? What did he say?
Yes. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Yes. And then Rudolph guided the sleigh tonight. Not just that day, but every Christmas that came after that, the reindeer made room for Rudolph. Thank you, Rudolph. Let's hear it for Rudolph. All right, so let's break it down. Let's break down the story. What does this mean for us? Well, let's look at the main pieces of the story. So let's start with Santa. Santa is the encourager, right? Santa encourages others to see their light. So that is Santa in ourselves. Sometimes we need to encourage ourselves. And sometimes Santa is a friend or a relative. We need that encouragement so that we can shine our light. Now, the sleigh is a very important part of the lesson, and this is our takeaway. The sleigh represents the vehicle that allows our ideas from our mind to manifest in the real world. It is the vehicle of our mind to manifestation. What is that vehicle? It is the anticipation of good. The anticipation of good is the vehicle that delivers all the gifts, that delivers your gift. That is our vehicle. Rudolph, you guys want to know what Rudolph represents? Okay, I heard a couple yeses, but just yes, all right, yes. So Rudolph represents that bright light that you are, that bright light and unique gift that you are. And when you use it, guess what? You get other people to experience their own gifts. You get other people to experience their gifts. But that's only if you know that you're Rudolph. And I can see that everyone here is a Rudolph, a Santa, and has a sleigh to deliver your gift. So let's put this into context and how we can apply this into our life. So the encourager allows us to harmonize, right? To make us feel more at peace. So think about someone who encourages you. They make you feel more at peace in your mind, right? Like, I can do this. So that is harmonizing your thoughts. Now think about the Rudolph. You get to unify the experience you had out here with your mind so that you know that you can stand and affirm that scripture we affirm together. Love is what opens the doors. And the sleigh is how we multiply our good. You might have all the great ideas in your mind, but if you're not doing anything with them, it's not vibrating to the world, to our community, to our relationships. So we have to use the anticipation of good to manifest great relationships, to manifest great opportunities, to manifest the best version of ourselves. Now, I had this lesson recently because I was going through that vibration of being high vibration, low vibration, and then high again. And I'm sharing this example because I want you to find your own example of using the power of love on a human level, because you have to process, but also on a universal level. Recently, I got 2 puppies. I got 2 puppies. Yes, we can clap for that. And let me tell you, I've never had a puppy. I've always had grown dogs, right? I've always had grown dogs, but I've never had a puppy. And so I made the intention to get a puppy, just one. So I go see the puppies, and there's 2 sisters. I pick one up, she licks me. I'm like, oh, how cute. I see the other one, I pick her up, oh, how cute. So that lick on my cheek kind of sealed the deal. I took them both home. Scott and I took them both home. And so they were angels when I got them. Yes, I hear a lot of laughter. Yes, you know where I'm going, right? Okay, so we can relate to this story because sometimes we have a relationship, we have an opportunity, we have, let's say, an experience that we have a vision of like, wow, this is going to be amazing. But then once you get into that relationship or that opportunity, you're like, whoa, what did I get myself into, right? That's where I was. Whoa, where did I get myself into? My apartment has become a dog park. There is leaves everywhere. There's leaves everywhere. Can you believe that? And not only that, they chewed my rugs, they chewed everything up, they chewed my furniture. I have scratches, I have bites. And so I have a family member who said, and this is my Santa moment, and this is my Rudolph moment. A family member told me, well, why don't you just return them? Why don't you just return them? So I became the Santa. I encouraged myself, I can't do that. I can't send 2 puppies that need love back. I can't do that. And then I became the Rudolph. I realized that, okay, the gift that I can give these 2 puppies is love. I get to give them love. My sleigh was creating the anticipation of good in my puppies. So each time I sweet talk them, I say nice things, I hold them up, I hug them. They're getting a little softer. They're not there yet. However, the anticipation of good makes me feel good. Makes me know that the gift I have to share means something. Maybe they don't understand it, but someday they will believe that I'm Santa. They'll believe that I'm Rudolph the Ranger, and someday they'll believe that I am the sleigh. Yes. And the gift is the awareness that I have, is that I get to love. I get to love. Isn't that an amazing gift? Yes. Yes. I have my scars and everything, but I get to love. Yes. So how we can apply this into our life is by affirming that we are that light that guides our way, like Rudolph. You are that Santa that can encourage yourself from a low vibration to a high vibration. You get to be that sleigh that brings from your mind to manifestation by anticipating good. Now, I have a special gift for all of you today, and I need my special ranger friends to help me pass out these affirmation cards. And I want to affirm the affirmation together, but hold on for me. But the ranger, you can pass them out. Thanks. So when you get these affirmation cards, there's a little present attached to it. So on the front is a picture of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Attached to it is a sticker. And if you feel inclined, you can put the sticker on your nose and affirm the affirmation together. And make sure you show your Rudolph face to your friends on your sides. All right, so on the back of it, I see everyone's red nose. That means we're all ready. Are you guys feeling that inner Rudolph? Yes? Because I can see it. I can see it on your faces that you have that inner Rudolph. So let us affirm, I am the light that guides the way. Again, one more time. I am the light that guides the way. And so it is. Thank you so much. And now please join us as we embody the message with Lindsay Ambrose, who will be doing our meditation.
Okay. So let's take a moment now to enter into the stillness. It's through meditation, through the quiet, that we're able to tune back in. We're able to reconnect to that love that's within us. So close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Ground your feet beneath you. Place your hands in your lap if that feels good. And just allow yourself to breathe in deeply and release out. Once again, just breathe in deeply and release out. Knowing that as we take a moment to pause and notice our breath, this is how we reconnect. We bring awareness to that essence, that presence within you that is love. And with each inflow and outflow, we can allow it to energize each cell of our body, from the crown of our head to the tips of our fingers to the soles of our feet. We can notice our thoughts, allow them to come and go. Notice and release any tension that we're feeling in our body, and just be present. And it's from this place that we can be love. We can be light. And know that that energy surrounds us. It harmonizes. It unifies. It multiplies. And from our heart center, we feel that love and just allow it to bring us peace. As we focus on that intention of our own heart, of the way we desire to be. At any time, we can refocus on our breath, notice it, and allow it to anchor us back in this moment. For this moment is where we can find our power, where we can be peace, hope, love, and joy. And be the light that we were created to be. So now just allow that energy to fill you. Begin to move your body again. Move your fingertips. Roll your shoulders and just allow that love and that energy to fill you. Knowing that your gift is being yourself, being present, being love. And you can reconnect to that light and love at any time you need it throughout your day. So just open your eyes as it feels good to you. Allow a smile to grace your face. And know that you too you can be the light. And you affirm that I am the light that guides the way. And with that, we can allow Revev to come up. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Now, this is a time where we get to celebrate all of the blessings that we received. But I see in the corner of my eye, Baba Tony and Chris and the youth. Let's invite them in now so that we can bless our youth. We can bless our families as we bless all of the offerings that we contribute and affirm we are so blessed. Let's have them come up. And as we affirm our song, I Am So Blessed, we look at the faces of our youth and our youth teachers, and we affirm the love that they are, the blessings that they are to our world, to our families, and to our community. Let our prayer chaplains come forward. So blessed. Let us affirm together our offertory prayer. Divine love, expressing as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and all that I am. And just so it is. And our youth will stay up here with our choir members. And just to remind everyone, prayer meditations available after service with our amazing prayer chaplains, and also on the Monday evening service online. If you want to find out more about it, just scroll down through our website under the events. Thank you so much. And now for our jingle bells. Are you ready to jingle? Yes.
All right. And we are also featuring Calvin on trombone. All right. And of course, the choir. You need a vocal part choir.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle Let's hear it one more time for our trombonists, our youth, our choir, our musicians. Thank you so much. My name is Janine, and I'd like to remind you that a great way to find out what is happening here at Unity of Oak Park and to be engaged is by visiting our website at unityoakpark.org. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube to sign up for our newsletter from our website. You may also watch the slides on the screens before and after the service, or visit the Community Hub table in the solarium after service for more information and to pick up flyers. Please share them. We are always looking for volunteers, especially for Sunday service. You can sign up to bring a snack for fellowship or help with cleanup and setup after service. Or you can volunteer to read the daily word or the announcements. Please sign up only for slots that work for your schedule using the Sign Up Genius, which is linked on the volunteer page on our website. Here are a few exciting events to check out. We are having our Angel Giving Tree Drive for the Hephzibah Home for Children. You can pick up angel cards in the bookstore with the name of a child and their Christmas wish. Please return all unwrapped gifts with the angel card attached by next Sunday, December 18th. Our Christmas Day service is on December 25th, featuring a special appearance from who? Frosty the Snowman. Can't wait to see him. And on January 1st, our New Year's Day service will include a water bowl Rejuvenate Your Life experience. You can also join our compassionate team of chaplains in our weekly prayer and meditation group, which meets on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Now I'd like to call up our angel Rudolph, Scott Buchanan.
Hello, everybody. Hi, thank you so much, Janine. Thank you, everybody. This has been so beautiful. Hasn't it been great? I just want to, first of all, thank all the angels that have already taken their little angel tree. We have 37 left on our tree, so let's leave no child unattended. So please, if you can send a friend, come in during the week. We're here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to pick up your angel. Besides today, that would be fantastic. Lucas is looking right now. Lucas is 2 years old, and he would appreciate a little gift. And spread our light. And I would, really what I'm here for is to thank you for that, and also to introduce Nancy from Hephzibah, who will just come and talk a few minutes about what Hephzibah is and what the meaning of these angels are truly in. So Nancy, please come on up. Do you need a nose?
I do need a nose. Apparently I need a costume too.
No, peel. You can peel, that's good.
Okay.
It's more sanitary.
Okay. I cannot, first of all, thank you for having me here. I'm not really used to public speaking, but I'll do my best to share a few words with you. Definitely the first time I've talked about Hephzibah with a Rudolph nose on, so this one goes down. This one goes down in the books. But thank you all for being here. I loved your words this morning, the message of love, because I think that's so intrinsic to the work that we do for families and children with Hephzibah. So just out of curiosity, is anyone familiar with Hephzibah at all? Okay, great. Well, I think for most people, particularly if you live in the community, you may know Hephzibah for kind of a small portion of what we do, right? And so there's a few different things that Hephzibah does. First of all, we are the oldest social service agency in Oak Park, serving children and families for our 125 years now. We're celebrating 125 years. And So started out with very humble beginnings and are still a small agency, but have grown into a number of different arms to serve children and families to really thrive. And so for those living in the community who have kids within the Oak Park Elementary Schools, you're probably and maybe only familiar with Hepzibah through the aftercare programs that we run, so that working families can have affordable childcare for their kids after school that's accessible to all of our families in the community. But the programs, and my kids goes to those, so those are important. But the programs that are kind of, really near and dear to my heart and how I started with Hepzibah, what some of you may not know is that we run a residential home just in downtown Oak Park for children that have really experienced some pretty catastrophic abuse and neglect. And so it's for kids 3 to 11 years old. It's very unique. We take in kids that need a high level of therapeutic care and are the only residence of its kind that treats kids that are that young in the whole state of Illinois. So it's a place of love, it's a place of healing, and a place of healing maybe the families of origin that came in chaos, and working with those families too to get a lot of healing and nurturing for these young children. Also, there's our family-based services department, which is the unit that I work in, and so that's our intact and foster care divisions. And so again, Hepzibah's goal is always to help families thrive and heal. And so whether that's helping families of origin, or helping if children need a safe space that can't be in their family of origin for a period of time, we want to be able to provide that. That's so important, that every child should know love and safety and consistency. And so that's always at the heart of our mission. So I'm happy to be here in the spirit of love, which seems like it's not just this time of year, but all year round is obviously the mission of your community. And so I thank you, and I will be outside if you have any other questions about the work we do. And thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work. She will be in the bookstore, at a table in the bookstore if you have any questions or you want to find out more about Hepzibah. Janine, my Rudolph, come guide us out. I'll stay up here with you.
Yes, stay with me, Rudolph. As always, we would like to bless our youth and our youth directors, Chris Manville and Baba Tony Brown. Please rise and join us for the prayer of protection, followed by the peace song as we conclude the service. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Peace that was
when I got